It's almost 2 in the morning, and Daniel's online cart is full of things he doesn't need. A new pair of headphones, a jacket, some weird kitchen gadget he saw in a video 3 days ago. His finger is hovering over the Buy Now button, and his heart is pounding like he's about to jump off something tall. So here's the strange part. Daniel isn't broke. His bills are paid, his account isn't empty, but somehow, sitting still feels worse than spending. And tonight, he's about to figure out why. What he uncovers over the next few weeks isn't really about money at all. It's about a small boy at a kitchen table, a brain that learned the wrong lesson, and a quiet kind of pain most people never put into words. Stay with this one, because if any of this sounds familiar, the reason might surprise him, and it might surprise everyone watching too. Daniel can't sleep. His bank balance is healthy, but somehow that feels worse, not better. So why does having enough feel like standing on the edge of something dangerous? His mind drifts back. He's 7 years old, sitting at the kitchen table, swinging his feet because they don't reach the floor yet. His mom is across from him, counting coins into little piles. Quarters here, dimes there. Her lips move while she counts, but she never looks up. And little Daniel learns something that night without anyone teaching him. Money is scary. Not having it is scarier. So his brain does what brains do. It builds a survival blueprint. The little alarm bell deep in his head, the amygdala, starts wiring itself for constant alert, always watching, always braced. And when a kid grows up like that, his brain learns a sneaky shortcut. Grab the good feeling now. Tomorrow isn't promised. Years later, that same wiring is still running the show. Daniel opens his banking app and his stomach drops. It's the same feeling he'd get looking off a tall building. He calls it financial vertigo, even though he's never said it out loud. But here's where it gets interesting. Sitting there at 2 a.m., he finally sees it. The panic isn't about the number on the screen, it's about a memory. A small boy, a pile of coins, a mom who never looked up. A few days later, Daniel meets 2 old friends for coffee, Mara and Jay. He hasn't seen them together in a while, and he isn't ready for what he's about to notice. Mara shows up in shoes that are falling apart. The sole is peeling. She laughs about it, says they've still got life in them, but Daniel knows she can afford new ones. She just can't make herself spend the money. Buying socks feels like a crime. Replacing a coat feels reckless. She'd rather suffer than spend. Then Jay walks in. Designer jacket, new watch, phone that came out last week. He's smiling big, but his shoulders look tired. Every item on him is a little flag that says, "See, I made it. I'm not him anymore. I'm not that kid." But the flags keep needing to be bigger. And Daniel sits there with his coffee getting cold, because he sees himself in both of them. The hoarder who flinches at every price tag. The overcompensator who buys his way out of shame. 2 opposite people, same wound. So here's the thing he realizes on the walk home. Mara and Jay aren't different at all. They're the same survival response, wearing different masks. Both of them are running from the same thing, the pain of nothingness. A week later, Daniel has a brutal day at work. His boss is short with him, a project gets pulled, the train home is packed and loud, and without even thinking, his thumb slides over to the shopping app. It's almost automatic. Scroll, tap, add to cart. The world feels out of control, but this little screen, this he can control. One click and something is on its way to him. A small piece of the future he chose, not something that happened to him. That's the trick of doom spending. It's not really about the stuff. It's a tiny hit of dopamine, a sedative for a brain that's been stressed for too long. And the apps know it. Buy now, pay later notifications stack up on his lock screen like little friendly reminders. Split it into 4, no interest, so easy. The algorithms have studied people like Daniel for years, and they know exactly which buttons to press. 2 days later, the package arrives. Daniel opens it on the kitchen counter, and he feels nothing. Not excitement, not even relief, just a flat, quiet, oh. The high used to last a day, then an hour. Now it's gone before the box is open. Then something good happens. Daniel gets a raise, a big one. His salary basically doubles. He should feel amazing. Instead, he feels like a fraud. His bank balance is growing, but the kid inside him is still sitting at that kitchen table counting coins. The numbers on the screen don't match the picture he has of himself. He keeps waiting for someone to tap him on the shoulder and say there's been a mistake. So he does what people from his world often do. He starts giving it away. A loan to a cousin. Help with a friend's rent. Don't worry about paying me back here and there. Some of it is love, but some of it, he slowly realizes, is guilt. Guilt for leaving family behind. Guilt for having more. And every time he hands money out he can't really spare, he's quietly punishing himself for climbing. Then a relative calls and asks for a loan, a big one, the kind that would dent everything Daniel has built. And for the first time in his life, Daniel takes a breath and says no. Not, let me think about it, just no. He hangs up the phone shaking. The guilt is huge, but underneath it there's something else. Relief. Quiet, surprising relief. Because for 1 second, his bank balance stops being a scorecard for his worth as a person. It goes back to being what it always was, a tool. It's late again. Daniel's at his laptop and somehow, the cart is full again. Headphones, a jacket, something he doesn't even remember adding. But this time, something is different. He pauses. He puts a hand on his chest, right over his heart, and takes a slow breath. And he asks himself a question he's never asked before. Is this me? Or is this the kid? Most of the time, it's the kid. The 7-year-old at the kitchen table, trying to feel safe by grabbing something, anything, before it disappears. So Daniel starts changing the words in his head. Instead of, I can't afford this, which feels like a door slamming, he tries, I'm choosing not to prioritize this. It's a small switch, but it puts him back in the driver's seat. He starts buying differently. Not less for the sake of less, just more on purpose. Things that actually matter to the adult he is now. And every once in a while, something small for the kid he was. On purpose, with love, instead of out of panic. One night, he opens a blank document and writes a short note to his younger self. Just a few lines. He tells the boy at the kitchen table that he made it, that the coins are okay, that he doesn't have to keep watch anymore, that it's safe to put the alarm bell down. Daniel closes the laptop on the full cart. He doesn't buy anything. He just stands up, walks to the window, and looks out at the dark street. Somewhere down there, a light flicks on in a kitchen, and for a second, he thinks about